As promised, here is a video on how to send your source directly from your database to the source page of your Noodle Tools project. First, of course, you have to sign in to Noodle Tools, which I am going to do. Okay, try it again. Okay, so what I did, make sure that first of all, before you start searching for your sources, that you have set up a project. So I did test Google to Noodle Tools. Okay, so once you have that, then you're ready to proceed. Once I've done that, I want to open a new window. So I'm going to go over here and open my new window. I'm going to go to Dallas College Library Databases and go to my academic one file. Okay, I'm going to go down to A through Z. Okay, so now this is my window here. And I have my Noodle Tools over here, right? Okay. Now I'm going to go to, let's see, academic one file. And what I want to do, I'm going to look up restrictions on the First Amendment. So I clicked on academic one file, and I'm going to go to browse topic. I'm going to put restrictions on First Amendment. Okay. Now I'm going to hit the little hourglass, or no, I'm sorry, magnifying glass. Here we go. Okay. Do not go to academic journals, go to magazines. And you see that it cut out 482 articles by doing that. Now, another way that you want to look at this, especially since this is such a it's going on right this very moment, you want to put the newest on top. You want the most recent of all of them. Okay, so now I have 100 magazines, which I probably should. I could even go over here and do a filter and just say from, let's see, 2023 to 2024, and then that would limit it to this last year. So apply that. Okay, they wanted me to put the months in there. I'm just going to go with this, with the 100. Okay, so let's say we're looking at this. These are pretty. Okay, this is 2021. I would really rather have something a lot more recent. So I'm going to filter it from, let's see, from January 23 to let's say June, let's just say today of 24. Uh-oh. Hold on. January 23 to June of 24. Okay, now there might not be a lot there. I'm not sure. Okay, well, let's just go through these because the ones at the very top may or may not be the most relevant, but it looks like the most relevant year or the most recent is 2024. I don't know that I'm interested in any of those. Okay, Ohio and Maryland, those are different states here. Don't want that. Okay, so let's look at this one here. And it was written on October 4th, 2016. That was right before the last election. So let's say that we want that. Trump takes aim with libel threats. As his relations with the media worsen, is there a chance of a challenge to the First Amendment? Well, 10 years later, yes, there are many. Okay, so let's say that you do want that one. I would still look over it and make sure that there are parts that you can use. You don't have to use all of it. You can use a small part of it. But if it's something that you're looking for, then yeah, you need to do that. Okay. If you know that it's going to support something that you're saying. So sometimes there'll be the site thing up here, or you could go to the bottom. But this is where I was mistaken. Instead of going to Google Docs, you're going to go straight to Noodle Tools. Okay, now let me do that again. Let's say I do want to use this, or at least I want to read it. Okay, well, that's fine. So what you're going to do is save it in your sources. So instead of doing the email and all that, I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to click on Site. I'm going to click on Noodle Tools. Okay, so we don't do anything with Google Drive. Now, here will be all the projects that I have, but remember, I was doing test Google to Noodle Tools. So I'm going to import that. Now, let me change where I was. Okay, here's Noodle Tools. I'm in the test Google to Noodle Tools. So I'm going to go to my source page, and there it is. I didn't have to do any transferring. Now, the only thing, it should give you a copy of the article, or you should be able to get it. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. But anyway, they've already done it for you. So isn't that's just beautiful. So you've got one source already. Now, I mean, I could go back to that. It really doesn't matter, but I'm going to go back over here and see if I can find one that maybe is a little bit more like what I want. Campus protests and the First Amendment, because that might hit more on what I'm sorry, I'm doing this without, I can't see very well. Okay. So here is campus protests and First Amendment. Let's see how many magazines we have. Oh, this is beautiful. What are the rules governing protests? And this one's very recent. It's not even 2 months old. So let's look at it. So what are the rules governing protests? Okay, that's a very short article, and yet it probably has some good information. Columbia University has been in the news. It's one of the Ivy Leagues like Harvard and Yale. And that's the one everybody looks at because they're so liberal. Okay. So let's say that you want that one to be sent to your source. Well, again, I will show you something else, but you can click on I'm sorry, Site at the top and then hit Noodle Tools. Then select the project. Well, we still want to do test Google to Noodle Tools, and we want to import. Okay, there's another way you can do it also, because sometimes they may or they may not have that at the top that says site. It's supposed to, but let's say that it doesn't. For grins and giggles, you could still go down here and do the very same thing, just import it. I shouldn't be importing it twice, but That's how you do it. Now, the question is, you need to go back and read the article. So how are you going to deal with that? Let's go back to your Noodle tools. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to let me find the one I want. There's the rule. Oh, I actually did do that first. I did that 2 times. I'm so sorry. But we still need to get in there. So we're going to click on this and it'll bring up the article. Okay. Again, what did I just do? All of these right here, you should click on them and you'll find your articles. You know what? I did that 4 or 5 times. I practiced before here, but any of those, if you go back and you can't see that, then you have done this wrong. If I do this and I have a blank page, it's wrong. You should be able, because that's how I give you credit for these. I should be able to get in there and read that article. Okay. This is all the same one. Oh, there's one more. Here's this other one we looked at. Okay. Now, if I click on this right here and I can't open the article, then I'm going to have to redo it. Okay. But I was able to bring it up. So that's how you go from into Noodle tools. So actually I need to take some of these out, but let's go back to your projects. And according to this, I have 6 sources, but I really only have 2. I quadruple posted one of them. So I'm good to go. So this should actually say 2. And I did that by going straight over to my database, finding an article that I liked. Now you can't do this with just using a search engine. And every one of the sources that you use for this project that you're doing have to be from one of these databases. It could be from SIRS, it could be from I was trying to think, academic one file. That I would start with that one. Okay, so here we go. What if I want to do the campus is coming for Joe? Oh, I go there, or I go here at the bottom. Either way, I can get that to the Noodle Tools project, but let's say I want to send it to another project. Then you need to make sure that goes in the right one. Okay. Now, normally you'll already have this project open, but and before you can put something in Noodle Tools, you've at least got to sign into it. So you can't just go to the database and start hurling things over to Noodle Tools if you haven't signed into Noodle Tools. Okay, hopefully that will be enough for y'all, and we can go back over it tomorrow if you have any questions. Thank you.